Since I moved into the new shop and I left my miter station half finished at the old shop, which I've gotten a million questions about, I don't have a miter station here other than this temporary super janky thing that I kind of just set up on sawhorses. So I have some scrap material that I can use, and I have a plan, and I'm going to build a solid, quick and easy miter station that I can use every single day. I actually haven't been in this shop for very long. It's obviously not finished. It's a mess. There's no insulation. There's no air conditioning, and it's pretty warm in here. It was built to house an RV, so there's a giant door on one side, and exactly on the opposite side there's another door, so I can open it and get some flow-through air. My thoughts on design here are pretty simple. Bunch of 2x4s screwed together for supports, and then a top. And if you do that at the right height, then those wings match the surface of the miter saw, and you have a continuous level surface all the way across for more support when you're cutting. All right, I've got a ton of scrap 2x4s from the shelves that used to be in the corner that I took apart. And I'm going to use that in conjunction with the end of this table that I cut off. It was a 10-foot wide work table that is just too wide. I cut about 19 inches off of the end of that table, and I'm going to use the top that I cut off as the top of this miter station, because it's like a Formica. It's kind of a slick countertop. All right, let's double check that. Perfection. So I can use this to mark all the other ones, so they'll all be the same length. I'm just going to mark that, and then I'm going to double check. Make sure it is the right length. That is correct. Since these 2x4s all came out of shelves, and they were full of screws and nails, I always double check before I make a cut to make sure that I've gotten all things out that would be potentially nasty if I caught it on the blade. Once you have a miter station set up, a really good way to make repeatable cuts like this is to use a stop block. So building a track, a T-track, or something to hold the stop block is an excellent idea, although I'm not doing it on this go-around. Very important you always cut on the outside of the line, or else the blade width will cut off of the length that you want. This is the piece I'm going to use for the top. I know that I want the center to be 2 feet wide, so I'll cut that first. So I'm going to put a couple of boards underneath to lift it up, so I won't cut into my table when I cut. Tape it to try to keep it from. This is actually a track that I made in a previous video. Watch for the link. It helps me cut a straight line with skill saw. What do you call those? Circular saw. So I gotta drill a ton of pocket holes now. So all of these and these are cross pieces that hold all the legs together. That's the support. But 100 years from now, when I'm done drilling, we'll put it all together. As you can see, this jig has 4 holes. This is for thicker stock, and this is for thinner stock. The thicker stock has to go in at a deeper angle because you're trying to hit the center where the screws are going to come through into the other piece. So this one has thin and thick stock, but my collet set too shallow, so I'm not getting enough penetration on the piece. So I need to adjust that. Yep. How about I just fade to being complete? because there's nothing fun about watching this. I really should go look at the plans. Come on. And there's one of them. I just build another one just like it. I originally was going to use L brackets to hold the tops on, and I decided to just put some pocket holes in there and use screws instead, since I didn't have any L brackets. Now, I did not level these. I did not even make sure they weren't wobbly. I just cut them and screwed them together. The last one I built, I spent a lot of time making sure it was level, had leveling feet on it, and that I measured everything so precisely. And I don't know that I ever used that amount of precision. As long as it's kind of straight and it holds the wood supported at the right angle, that's all you really need. So I don't know if this is a permanent installation or if it's just temporary for now. It's not very fancy. It doesn't have bells and whistles, but it's going to hold the wood and it's going to do what I need it to do. It's also built at the same height as my outfeed table, so the outfeed table also acts as table surface for holding and supporting things that I cut. Well, I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.